Okay, so we're recording, and Brendon, could you please state your name, pronouns, and your award?
Yeah, hi, my name is Brendon McCarroll, and my pronouns are he, him, and the award that I have received is the Martin and Ann Jugum Scholarship in Labor Studies.
Perfect. So the first prompt that we have is for you to finish the sentence. The labor movement and fighting for working people is important to me because.
It's important to me because I believe in equality for all workers. I was raised in a working class family and come from a blue collar part of the country that discourages organized labor. And I see the drastic differences in the benefits and protections and overall quality of life that workers in Washington enjoy that my home state, which is right next door, does not. And that demonstrates to me the influence that labor movements have on state laws and securing benefits for workers. And I believe that working people are the backbone of our country, and they deserve to be treated with respect and dignity and properly compensated. And this is what labor movements address. And many of the benefits that all US workers and their families enjoy today would not be recognized without the sacrifices made by labor activists like Harry Bridges and Martin Jugum. And it is their sacrifices and devotion to improving the human condition that inspires me to give back to my community and advocate for workers' rights.
That was fantastic. Cool. Let's move on to question 2, which is what issues in labor and social justice are most important to you and why?
A few of the issues in labor and social justice that are important to me broadly involve campaign finance reform, judicial court reform, and voting rights, because it's very difficult to make progress when corporations are allowed to influence elections and dictate public policy, and when the will of the people is silenced and ignored and overturned. To me, these are the systemic issues from which all others arise. More specifically, this year, as I work toward my degree in political science and labor studies, one of the areas of research of focus for me is on the intersections of labor and disability rights, and how labor movements play an important role in tearing down the barriers to work that our social structures and institutions create for those with disabilities.
Perfect. And then our last final question is, what do you hope to accomplish with the funding from the Martin and Ann Jugum Scholarship in Labor Studies, and what will the Jugum Scholarship allow you to do?
First, I want to say how grateful I am for this scholarship honoring the Jugum family, who is so important in establishing the Harry Bridges Chair. And the symbolic support is equally as important to me as the financial support. With that said, this scholarship is already making a big difference in my education. This past fall, I quit my job to return to school, and I'm financing my education with student loans. And so the financial support from this scholarship not only relieves a great deal of my financial burden and stress, which can be a huge distraction to learning, but it also allows me to be more selective in how I spend my free time. So I'm no longer considering picking up a part-time job, which would pull me away from my studies. Instead, I've accepted an offer with the Huskies for Neurodiversity, which is a student-led initiative that promotes visibility and acceptance of neurodiversity at the UW campus. And I will work as an audiovisual editor and do research for the research subcommittee.
Perfect. That was amazing. Thank you so much for preparing your responses.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I will go ahead and stop the recording now.